Welcome to Fodcats for Your Life. Explore humanistic stories, inspiring narratives, and even spine-tingling mysteries, all here for you. Please like and share if you find this video helpful, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on our latest uploads.
In life, every individual must confront certain fears. These could be the fear of failure, the fear of losing loved ones, the fear of not being recognized, or simply the fear of change. These fears are not merely temporary feelings, they can become psychological forces that dominate us, preventing us from fully living out our dreams and aspirations. Fear is sometimes a natural bodily response, a protective mechanism against danger. However, if we don't know how to control and overcome them, they can easily become significant obstacles, hindering our growth and the achievement of our life goals. Therefore, learning how to overcome fear is a necessary skill for each person to mature, dare to face challenges, explore their potential, and live a free life, unconstrained by invisible anxieties. Fear can arise from various sources, from traumatic experiences in the past to unrealistic expectations from society and family. When faced with fear, people often tend to avoid it, trying to escape or deny their feelings, instead of confronting it directly to understand it better. However, to truly overcome fear, it's crucial that we dare to face it, acknowledge it, and find effective methods to deal with it. This not only helps us release ourselves from psychological burdens but also opens up new opportunities, enabling us to live a more confident and fulfilling life. Each individual has the ability to overcome their fears if they know how to recognize and manage their emotions, and build self-confidence and perseverance. In this article, we will explore the deep-rooted causes of fear formation, as well as learn effective methods to overcome them, helping each person not only live a life unhindered by fear but also achieve success and happiness in their own journey. Let's delve deeper into this issue together. Analysis of fear. Fear is an indispensable part of human psychology. It's a natural emotion that arises when we face something we perceive as dangerous or beyond our control. According to psychological studies, fear is the body's reaction to a perceived threat, whether that threat is real or imagined. Notably, in many cases, fear is not only physiological but also affects a person's thoughts and behaviors. Fear can be categorized into many different types. Some people fear failure, fearing they cannot achieve their goals in work or life. Others fear loss, fearing the loss of loved ones or what they cherish most. This fear can stem from past experiences, traumatic events, or unrealistic expectations from family and society. Additionally, many people feel fear in the face of change, uncertainty about the future, or even things beyond their control. Fear can be very useful in dangerous situations, helping people to be vigilant and protect themselves from threats. However, when fear becomes excessive, it can make people feel stressed, anxious, and doubt themselves. Therefore, if we don't recognize and confront it, fear will become a major obstacle, preventing us from moving forward on the path to achieving our dreams and goals. 2. Causes of fear formation. Fear is not a random phenomenon but rather the result of various interacting psychological and social factors. The main causes can be divided into three broad categories: psychological factors, personal experiences, and influences from the surrounding environment. Psychological factors. Each person has a unique psychological foundation, and this factor profoundly influences how we feel and deal with fear. Some people tend to be more anxious than others, making them more prone to developing unfounded fears. These individuals often have negative thoughts, constantly worrying about bad things that might happen even if there's no solid basis for them. This is a common type of psychological disorder called generalized anxiety disorder. Personal experiences. Past experiences play a significant role in shaping fear. For example, someone who has experienced a serious failure in work or studies may develop a lifelong fear of failure. Similarly, a person who has lost a close relative or friend will easily develop a fear of loss, affecting their current relationships. Influences from the surrounding environment, the family environment, society, and the people around us can also create fears within us. In families where parents are constantly worried, stressed, and create overly high expectations, children will easily learn to fear failures in life. Furthermore, society, with its norms, demands, and ideal role models, also creates psychological pressure that makes people feel insecure and fear not being able to meet the expectations of others. 3. Methods to overcome fear. To overcome fear, we need to apply scientific and practical methods to control our emotions and thoughts. Here are some effective methods that can help us face and overcome our fears. Recognize and confront fear. The first step in overcoming fear is to clearly identify it and confront it directly. When we don't properly acknowledge the problem, fear can become a vague shadow, making us increasingly afraid. Facing fear is the best way to break its power. For example, if you fear failure at work, try setting small goals and accomplishing them step by step. As you succeed with small goals, the fear of failure will gradually disappear. Change thoughts and perceptions. One of the causes of fear is negative thinking, constantly imagining bad things that might happen. To overcome fear, we need to practice changing our perceptions. Try to look at problems from a more positive perspective. Instead of thinking about failures, think about the opportunities and lessons that can be learned from each challenge. This way of thinking not only helps reduce anxiety but also creates motivation for us to act. Boost self-confidence. Self-confidence is a crucial factor in helping us overcome fear. When we are confident in ourselves, we will not be easily swayed by challenges. To build self-confidence, we need to continuously train ourselves, challenge ourselves, and acknowledge even small successes. Remember that confidence is not something innate but the result of constant effort. Seek support from others. Sometimes, we need help from those around us to overcome fear. This could be encouragement from family and friends or support from mental health professionals. Sharing our fears and emotions with others will help us feel comforted and reduce pressure. In fact, many people have overcome major fears in their lives simply through the sharing and support of their community. 4. The transformation after overcoming fear. When we overcome fear, the feeling of freedom and comfort we gain is invaluable. No longer dominated by anxieties, we become stronger and more confident. New successes and opportunities will unfold, helping us grow and achieve goals that previously seemed impossible. Once fear is no longer a barrier, we can freely live out our own dreams and aspirations. Fear is an indispensable part of human psychology, but if we let it dominate us excessively, it will become a burden, preventing us from moving forward and fully living out our dreams. Each person has their own unique fears, from anxiety about failure and loss to uncertainty about the future. However, fear is not insurmountable. By clearly identifying and directly confronting fear, changing our perceptions and thoughts, and building self-confidence, we can completely master our emotions and overcome these psychological barriers. Overcoming fear not only frees us from invisible pressures but also opens up new opportunities, successes, and joys in life. When we dare to face fear, it means we are conquering ourselves, reaching new horizons, and taking control of our own destiny. In particular, overcoming fear also helps us develop perseverance, confidence, and responsibility for our decisions. Every small step forward in overcoming fear is a victory, whether it's daring to try a new job, daring to stand in front of a crowd, or daring to love and accept relationships. The biggest change when overcoming fear is personal growth, inner freedom, and the ability to live a life unburdened by invisible anxieties. Therefore, instead of letting fear hold us back, each of us needs to bravely confront it and learn how to master our emotions and psychology. Because only when we dare to overcome our fears can we fully live out our aspirations and dreams, and walk on the path leading to success and happiness. Life is not always easy, but only by overcoming our fears can we see the true beauty and value within ourselves.